real honor to stand here with the governor, with the senator, with the mayor, with the doctors, with the people who fight for health care here in the Commonwealth. I am grateful for that, and I look forward to the fact that when we partner up, that's how we make real change. So last week, the House of Representatives passed Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. This would be the greatest transfer of wealth from just one piece of legislation from the poorest Americans to the richest Americans ever before in U.S. history. Think about that. These guys are actually out there making history by taking away from hardworking families, from people down on their luck, from seniors, from little babies, so that a handful of billionaires and corporate CEOs can get more giveaways from the government. That is the Republican plan. Billionaires win, everyone else loses.
Hey folks, welcome back to the channel where common sense still means something and freedom isn't just a buzzword. I'm glad you're here today because we need to talk about a speech that's been making the rounds. You've probably seen it, a Democrat politician standing with the governor of Massachusetts, waving the healthcare flag like it's a crisis of biblical proportions. Apparently, we're in a full-blown crisis because Republicans are finally trying to clean up the absolute mess known as government-run healthcare. And I want to be crystal clear from the beginning. This isn't about hating poor people or children or seniors. This is about freedom. This is about fiscal sanity. This is about the soul of America.
Now, the details are gruesome on this bill. This bill would cut Medicaid, gut the Affordable Care Act, and slash food assistance. If it passes the Senate, this bill will rip health care away from 14 million people, over 250,000 right here in Massachusetts, all to pay for handouts to billionaires. This Republican bill will raise costs for working families, from groceries to health care to utility bills, while making the richest Americans even richer. Here in Massachusetts, the consequences will be severe. In our state, Medicaid is known as Mass Health, and it covers almost 2 million people. If this bill passes, every one of them will be at risk of losing their health coverage. That is 1/3 of all newborn babies and their mamas right here in Massachusetts at risk for losing their health care. That's checkups and trips to the doctor for ear infections and money for asthma medications and for antibiotics for more than 1/3 of all the children right here in Massachusetts. That's paying the monthly bills for almost 2/3 of all nursing home residents right here in Massachusetts. As the governor said, the pain will echo through our communities, hitting even those who don't currently receive direct care. Without the guaranteed payments from Medicaid, our hospitals and our community health centers are at risk. Community hospitals, even with Medicaid reimbursement, are already struggling. And right now, nearly half the funding for Massachusetts community health centers, which saves money by preventing people from needing to go to the emergency room, half their money currently comes from Medicaid that is on the chopping block by the Republicans. When those hospitals and community health centers are forced to close, we all lose. Now, right now, you probably know someone who counts on Medicaid to pay for the medicine that helps treat their cancer. You probably know someone who got the hip replacement they needed so that they can walk, paid for by Medicaid. You probably know someone whose kid gets their inhaler from Medicaid, or the nursing home that takes care of their aging parents. And all of those are at risk. This is a full-blown crisis, and we are here to sound the alarm. I'm here with Governor Healy and with the senators and everyone behind me because we believe that no one in America should go without health care so that Elon Musk can take a rocket ship ride to Mars. We believe that no senior should be kicked to the curb because Mark Zuckerberg wants to buy another Hawaiian island. And we believe that no one with a disability who needs a home health aide should have to give that up so that Jeff Bezos can buy a third yacht. We believe that, and that is why we are here to fight back. I am proud to stand beside the governor and beside the senators, beside the mayor, to make sure that everyone in Massachusetts and around the country gets the health care that they deserve. And with that, I will turn it over to a...
Let's break down what they said and what they're not saying. So the speaker says the Republican health care bill is the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich in U.S. history. Let's pump the brakes. What they call a transfer of wealth, I call letting people keep the money they earn. You work hard, you take risks, you build a business. And what happens? The government decides you're too rich and starts siphoning off your income to fund bloated programs. They're inefficient at best and downright corrupt at worst. That's not compassion. That's death with a smile. Oh, and the outrage over cutting Medicaid. Let me explain something real clear. Medicaid is a safety net. It was never meant to become a way of life for millions of people. When 1 in 3 babies in Massachusetts are born on Medicaid, that's not a win for government health care. That's a sign something is deeply broken in the economy. And throwing more taxpayer money at the problem is like pouring gas on a fire. We're not cutting to be cruel. We're saying let's rein in the waste, fraud, and abuse. Let's make sure Medicaid helps those who truly need it not become a gateway to dependency. They love to say healthcare is a human right. But here's the thing, nothing that requires someone else's labor is a right. Doctors train for decades. Nurses work around the clock. Medical equipment doesn't just fall from the sky. Someone has to pay for it. You don't have a right to demand another person's work for free. That's called slavery in any other context. You have the freedom to pursue healthcare, to buy insurance that fits your needs, and to shop around. But you don't have the right to force your neighbor to pay for your checkups, your prescriptions, or your knee replacement. Of course, no left-wing speech is complete without the usual villains Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos. Oh no, Elon's going to Mars while babies go without ear infection meds. Give me a break. These are the same people who create thousands of jobs, push innovation, and pay billions in taxes. Are they perfect? No. But scapegoating billionaires while you push trillion-dollar deficits is cowardice. If the left really cared about fairness, they'd talk about government waste, not the private success of entrepreneurs. This is the scare tactic of the decade. If we don't keep pumping money into the system, hospitals will close. You know what else will close hospitals? A bankrupt federal government. We can't keep borrowing from China to pay for every community health center and every expanding program under the sun. That's not sustainability. That's a slow-motion collapse. Instead, we need more competition, more price transparency, less regulation, and more accountability. That's how you fix healthcare, not by creating a bigger, greedier government that picks winners and losers. This entire speech is dripping with emotional manipulation. Don't take away Granny's medicine. Don't let babies suffer. Don't let the rich have another yacht. It's all just code for give the government more power. They want to centralize control. They want to tell you what kind of coverage you can have, what doctor you can see, what procedures you can get, and they'll punish the productive to pay for it. That's not compassion. That's soft tyranny. Let me tell you what we believe. Folks, we believe in personal responsibility. We believe families, churches, and communities take better care of people than any DC bureaucrat ever could. We believe in honoring the taxpayer, not treating them like an ATM for big government. And we believe in real reform, not fear-mongering dressed up as compassion. This isn't just about one bill or one speech. This is about the kind of country we want to live in. Do we want a free nation built on personal liberty? Or do we want a nanny state where every problem is answered with more spending, more debt, and less freedom? The left is fighting hard, but so are we. So let's fight smarter, let's fight louder, and let's fight with truth on our side. If you're with me, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who still believes America is worth saving. Until next time, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.